It's Power 105.1. Keke Palmer is here today.
Hey, girl.
I'm so happy you're here.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm happy I'm here too.
And I can't believe that we've never like met.
We've never met. I've been a fan of yours for a very long time.
That's
since
impossible.
A little bitty kid till now. Yes.
I've been a fan of yours since you were a little bitty kid. I fell in love. A Kill in the Bee. I watched maybe 25, 30 times.
Oh my god.
Easily, I could probably recite that. We could probably do scenes together.
That's amazing.
And I know a lot of people fell in love with you in that movie, but you just really were such a little special little bug.
Thank you so much.
You really were.
Well, I love you. Everything you've done for women.
Thank you,
music, being a radio personality. You've been awesome.
Keep talking.
No, seriously,
keep telling
true.
me everything. No, I'm just kidding. Is it weird for you to see stuff like? I don't know. When I was thinking you were coming in, I started thinking about all the things, and I remember you being in like Akila, and I'm like, I wonder if that's like annoying to her. Like, no,
it isn't, because I'm used to it.
Okay.
Also, and then another thing is that's one of my favorite roles I ever played as well. To know that it still lives so long, I'm just like, woo, that's amazing.
Yeah,
because
there's probably kids that are just seeing it now, like little kids. You know what I mean?
And it is. A lot of little kids will meet me, and they'll be expecting me to still be that little kid. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm big now. Like,
I'm out here living my life.
That's how it was when I seen Karate Kid. I'm like, where that fine dude at? He's 50 now.
Is he 50?
He's older for sure. You know what I'm talking about, Paul?
Ralph Macchio.
Ralph, him.
Macchio,
I saw him, I was
whatever.
like, Mama, he's fine. Where's? She's like, girl, he older than me now. I'm like, wow.
Of course he is. He's 150 now. No, he's not that old, but he's definitely in his 50s, 100%. But you know how like some kid, like when people tell kids, oh, you got so big.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was like a similar type of thing.
I get that all the time. I definitely get little sister, little cousin.
But you're a grown-ass woman now.
Yeah, I'll be 25 this year.
Wow.
I can't believe it. I'm so sad.
That's a quarter of a century old.
I just can't. 25 is like when you really know, like, you about to be 30 soon. Like, it's really about to be real. I can't honestly
What do you
believe
think's going to happen? Like, is there a fear? What is the fear? What is the thought?
Okay, the what starts coming to your mind, I feel like, is like, okay, when am I going to have kids? When am I going to, like,
okay, that starts to kick in.
Exactly, like the personal life stuff, especially if you are so focused on your career all the time, which I've been for all my life since I was 9 years old. You start wondering, okay, when am I going to put attention towards other things, such as family and, that personal type of stuff.
Are you there already or no? Or
I mean, I can't, it's like I don't know how I could do it. I have to start thinking about it, I imagine, but it's like I don't know how to find that balance. Don't you think that's difficult?
It is, but let me give you a little perspective. I remember being in my 20s and thinking that in the 2000s I was going to be in my 30s, and what a shame that I wasn't going to be able to enjoy the 2000s because I was going to be so old.
Girl, bye.
I really thought that in my 20s.
Bye.
And then I realized that was like 30s was like the best time to me.
Well, this is what I've heard about the 30s. I keep hearing this about the 30s.
And it's not too late to have babies, and so you could literally have your whole life happen, your change in your 30s, and you have so much. You have like
Very
5
true.
years to even
touch
them.
I guess the other thing is that snapback rate.
Yeah, well,
ooh, scared about that, baby.
Why?
I don't want to be looking like who did it and what for. After, so it's like if it's not before 30, it can't be at 40.
That's tough. That's a tougher snapback. That is definitely a tougher snapback.
But I start thinking about that when I get somebody to do that with. Okay.
Yeah, because now you have
I don't even have nobody. To,
and then if you meet somebody you like, it really takes I believe this. It takes 1 year to really know who they are. So even if you fall in love with somebody, you got to be with them at least a year to start knowing who they really are.
Isn't that crazy? My mom always calls that the representative stage.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, people will introduce you to their representative, and then after some time, you start realizing, oh, he really is crazy.
Yeah, but then also I think year, because you have to see them. You have to know what they're like around the holidays. You have to know around certain anniversaries, through seasons.
Their family.
Because
guys and their brothers. Ooh, that's so annoying.
What happened to you and the guy and the brother?
No, guys in general, when guys get around their brothers, everybody has in their family their position that they play. And I've always seen whenever guys get around their brothers, it's like you meeting a whole new person.
Right.
They always are like,
I'm trying to think if I've experienced that.
Have you dated a guy with a lot of brothers?
I think no.
Oh,
I think
wow.
I must not have.
Lucky you. Trust me. They all get together. Even my mom be like, when your father get around his brothers.
So you should find a guy who only has sisters.
Right. Unless that's a problem, too.
And then that could be a problem, too.
Oh, gosh.
Are you like, this is what you're looking for? Are you at that point in your life where you're like looking at guys different? Like
I think I do.
little more seriously out the gate?
I think I'm like definitely kind of like, okay, friends, like seeing who can last in my life, because I think the best relationships come from friendships.
Yes.
So I'm not the kind of person where it's like, if you are interested in me, trying to date me is not like a good idea. Like trying to be like, yo, let's start going on a date. Like just be my friend. Be my friend, and then I'll kind of see the kind of person you are. I feel like it's easier to vet out.
Trust too.
Exactly. And it's easier to vet out who a person is by having a friendship with them, seeing how they treat other people, seeing if they date somebody, how they dating them.
And you're famous, so that adds a whole other level of like, you got to have a certain amount of trust.
Exactly. But eventually I'm sure I will get to the point where I'm like, okay, I guess I will take somebody seriously, but I always keep that private. I'm such a private person when it comes to that.
Keke, let me think about who I like for you.
Oh. Somebody today just told me Idris Elba. I'm like, why do people?
By the way, I know
want me to be with older people.
He's way too old for you.
People always want me to be with older people.
Because you've had a lot of life experience for your age.
But I'm still childish.
Yeah, no, you don't. Idris ain't it.
Idris is too old.
What about like a Jay Ellis type of guy?
You know what, Jay?
Huh? What about somebody like him?
You know what? That's so funny. We almost did the game together.
Oh, I thought we almost did the. Oh, wait, what happened?
You're like, what's the tea?
I thought that was tea.
We almost did the game together. Jay, I love Jay Ellis. We have great chemistry.
He's a better
together
age.
as friends.
He's better in an age bracket. He's a better age bracket than Idris.
And I love him on Insecure. He's
Me
fabulous
too.
on that. He's a great guy. I can see how you actually have a good. That was a good one to say.
You like that? All right.
What sign are you?
That was no thought. I put no thought into it. So it just came to me. Let me put some thought. I'll see what else I could come up with for you. Anyway.
What sign are you?
I like doing this. Capricorn.
Oh, yeah. That's why we bamming like this. I'm a Virgo girl. We are perfect.
Yeah.
Have you ever dated a Virgo?
I haven't.
Oh, girl. That's what it's about.
I got me a Taurus.
Oh, but that's your perfect match too.
Is it?
Yeah, perfect matches. Our perfect matches are Capricorn, Cancer, Taurus, Virgo. We all go together well.
That makes sense.
So whichever one. You ended up with the Taurus. Hey, a little stubborn though.
Yeah, but we need that a little bit, right?
Yeah. I know I do.
We need
I
that
can get stubborn right back to you.
We need that a little bit. All right, we got off track here. Okay, so Keke has a lot of things going on.
Yes.
There's music. There's movies.
Yes.
Talk to me about this Pimp movie, though.
Oh my gosh! So Pimp, we just had the screening.
I know, I heard.
At the Tribeca Film Festival.
Okay.
And it went really well. Lee presented it. He's
Lee Daniels.
Lee Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Been working with him on Star.
Yes.
I'm also on that, playing a character named Gigi
so you
Henson.
play a lesbian pimp?
Yes, I do. And pretty much she's actually from the Bronx. She lives in the Bronx. We filmed the whole thing.
Is this a real story?
It's not a real story. But I would say it's inspired by true stories. The director, Christine Crocus, who also wrote it, she actually interviewed a lot of, well, I guess her main two pimp females that she really kind of wrote the movie around, like the real elements of what it was like as a female to be a pimp.
Right.
And so that's what this character...
You probably would kind of have to be a lesbian, right? Because...
I mean...
Well,
unless you were madam, unless you
not.
were like more madam-y as opposed, I think like pimp is more makes you think about the streets.
Yeah.
And then a madam, there are plenty of madams that are like very
right, pretty,
whatever that means, very delicate, you know. But I think in terms of street, you automatically think rougher, tougher.
Yeah.
And in this situation, her mother was like a prostitute and her father was a pimp, and so she came out of that kind of world and element. And I think for her, like, she also did not want to be involved in with men that way.
Yeah.
The type of men that she was around, that she saw, she became more so somebody that had a love and an adoration for women because she's seen things that probably most people wouldn't see.
She didn't want no part of that.
She didn't want no part of that. That's one of the first lines in the movie. Like, I knew I never wanted to be like any of those girls. My dad knew from the jump that I was never like any of those girls. And I knew that I never wanted to be like any of those girls.
How do you prepare for this type of role?
Girl, I prepared for this project from the time I was 18 till we filmed it when I was 22.
You've been talking about it a long time.
Absolutely have.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm about to be 25. We filmed it at 22, 23, and it came out just, I'm just now getting it out there into the world.
Yeah.
So I prepared for it slowly through the process of understanding Wednesday's world. I've been breaking down characters and analyzing people.
Did you spend time with any pimps?
I didn't spend time with anything, but I did spend time with like strippers. No prostitutes because I couldn't find any, but
really?
I could find some.
You wasn't calling the right
I'd have been
people.
with them. I'd have been like, hey, girl, so what, when you went into that house and you came out, what was your process? No. I actually did spend a lot of time with like strippers. And then, of course, in the music industry, it's not far off from the same kind of world that Wednesday would be in. So I'd be in the club with my homies and watching how they move, watching how they talk. My homies that happen to be rappers and that's their kind of world. I watched them a lot, and I talked to them and just seeing how they acted and their mannerisms. And I incorporated a lot of that stuff in my character.
Really?
Sure. Definitely.
Rappers. Can I start guessing?
Sure,
who you
know
can
my
tell
homies
me.
probably like my friends like Ty Dolla or
so like
YG.
what about Ty Dolla?
Definitely Quavo.
Like what? Like their demeanor? Or
Definitely Quavo's demeanor because I'm more of he's more smaller stature.
Okay.
And my character had dreads and I really wanted my character to have a lot of like swag, as far as how she dressed and how she looked.
Right.
And so I definitely did look at Quavo's kind of his persona as how I would feel like I wanted Wednesday to appear. And if you look, I remember it was so funny when I was filming it, people literally created a meme like, what's Keke Palmer doing walking around looking like Quavo? And I'm like, I'm actually studying. And I'm actually presenting you a role that you're going to enjoy in some time from now. So
thank you for noticing.
Thank you for noticing that wonderful inspiration.
That's actually really funny. And YG too has a very like serious kind of demeanor.
And the way that they walk and they talk. At the end of the day, my character Wednesday is still a female, and she very much expresses that too.
Right.
But she does have different mannerism to her that isn't me.
A genius about her.
Exactly. And so I had to study that. Guys that I said, like, I think he's cool. I like how he moved. I like how he did that.
Yeah.
I think that could be a part of Wednesday. You pick up things from other people that really help you to create characters.
Wow, how exciting. I'm so sorry I missed it. Are they doing any other showings or last night was it?
That was it for now.
Okay, then how do we see it then now?
So now the next stage is getting distributors and getting it pushed out into the world. And so Lee's going to be a great big part of that. And of course, people that were able to see it at the Tribeca Film Festival. We'll get some more eyes on it. I think we had like 20 possible buyers last night. So
we love that.
That's a good thing.
This DMX is in the movie.
DMX stars in it as well as he's my father.
How is that?
So dope. I'm a huge fan of DMX. Yeah. I love him.
And he's like, I know that he has his issues and he's had his problems, but he like as a human and as a soul, like he really is. He's really a nice guy.
And he let me ask him so many questions. I was talking to him just like about Rough Riders and just how he, being in the industry.
Did he pray for you?
Did we pray? I think we might have had a prayer.
Prayed,
I think we might have had a prayer. But he's just such a sweet. What I loved about his music was even though he had such a rough voice and a hard exterior, he still had such a vulnerability in his music, which I really appreciated.
Yeah, he used to cry on stage. He used to be praying and crying on stage. Yeah.
I love that, especially
and he was
in hip-hop.
always a good actor. Like I always thought he could have.
He did tons of movies. Remember them action movies he would have? He had a whole series of them.
With Leah. So he plays your dad.
So he plays my dad.
That's
cute.
Oh, that's cute.
This movie is dark, though,
I hope
so
we see it. I love a dark movie. That's
my dad was crying yesterday. I'm like, I'm sorry, Dad. I didn't mean to make you cry like this.
What do you mean?
From the movie. From the scenes. Really? It was hard stuff. But the sex scene, I had to cover his eyes. I'm like, Daddy, don't see.
So wait, tell me about the sex scenes, please.
Girl, the sex scene was definitely, we were doing moves that I didn't know were possible.
What do you mean?
Like,
Keke, I don't understand. You
have to see it. Like, I had her pressed up against the wall. Like, you have to.
So you had her pressed up against the wall.
First of all, these are some guns right here. You don't understand how strong I am, okay?
And so your father's at the screening.
My father's at the screening. He was dying laughing.
You pressed
and I was sitting next to him. I don't know why I chose to sit next to my dad. I don't know what I was thinking. As soon as this sexy moment happens, I'm just so mad. I just cover his eyes up. It's like we were reversed. He used to cover my eyes up. I remember when I first seen Romeo Must Die, they had that like scene in the beginning when the girl was nude. Yeah. My parents covered my eyes. Well, now it's my turn, Dad. Your eyes is getting covered.
That's
He's
too
just sitting
much.
there like this.
But what is that like doing a sex scene with a girl?
It was fine because the actress Haley Ram, she's awesome. We had great chemistry together, and she's a cool chick. Like we had each other's back.
Had you ever done anything like that before?
In real life?
I don't know. Whatever you want to shoot in real life, on tape, in a film.
I've had my fun. I've had my fun.
No
judgment. But I will say that Wednesday is a lot more hardcore than me. Wednesday is a lot more than I am.
Nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
In the movie.
I've lived my life. I've had my fun. No. I'm too. You know what? You're too much. You're literally having me laid out, Angie. I'm dead.
Sorry. I'm just saying, if you've never had those type of experiences in your life, and then you have to shoot that in a movie, that could be really weird for somebody.
Yeah, so it wasn't that weird. I wasn't that uncomfortable with the female in that kind of way.
Okay.
But it was, of course, different. Like, my character, she's totally different than I am. I'm not at all that way. Like, I don't have that same kind of attitude that she has. So to bring all that to it and the way that I had to approach, her and hold her and tell them, like, look, just let's have a conversation before, as long as you feel good, I don't want to ever make you feel weird. And it's so funny because
so cute.
The song,
very sweet and thoughtful.
You have to be the song. But what's so weird to me is that the song, the song that Rihanna has, "Baby, this is what you came for." That's the song that we did it to. Like, we needed that song. That song calmed us for some reason. It made us feel safe. So when we did the scene, we had that song playing on repeat.
But
so
we
every
don't hear
time,
it in the movie.
No,
okay.
So every time that I hear that song, I'm just like, Haley, Pimp, baby, this is what you came for. It like takes me back to that place.
For the rest of your life.
For the rest
and her
of my
life. When you hear that song.
When we hear that song, we go straight back to that tiny little hotel room with them roaches on the ground.
I hope the movie gets distributed and picked up and we all get to see it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
yes,
I think you're going to be great. Definitely, we're going to have to see it somehow in some way.
And you
some
will.
Form. Yeah,
you
we
will.
will.
Definitely.
All right, well, I look forward to that. I'm going tonight to Tribeca to see the Trayvon Martin movie.
So the documentary one.
It's a documentary,
Because I remember the other one was supposed to be filmed by the Weinsteins.
Yes.
Which, is unfortunate. I hate that.
Yeah.
Because I've hated to not be able to get that movie. But I know we'll get it at some point.
Yeah, but
Jay-Z produced this one, right?
Jay-Z did this. Yeah.
Good.
So I'm very much looking forward to that because I loved the Khalif Browder. Did you watch the Khalif?
I didn't see the Khalif Browder.
It was the same thing. It's a documentary that Jay did. The first one was Khalif, and then this one's Trayvon. You should watch that. You would really like it.
I will be honest.
Dark
sometimes
and tough.
I must say, sometimes
tough.
it really puts me in a really dark.
I know.
I'm telling you, that stuff really weighs heavy on me.
Does.
For real. That's why seeing Black Panthers is like this. It shows me another side of like
a bright side. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes I will promise you, when I go to see that kind of stuff, it will really put me in a tanker, just like the one with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, it's tough.
That make me sad. I mean, it really will hurt me.
Yeah, no, I know. I feel you. It does. That one does. That one put me in a depression.
Good grief, girl.
But then it's like, when you can pull yourself out of that, I don't know. It's something about the insight of it and how you look at people and how you look at the system. I don't know. To me, I feel you because I was definitely depressed for like 2 weeks. But then after that depression passed, I was grateful to have seen it to really kind of understand that story. I don't know. Anyway, it's whenever you're feeling bright and cheery, you want something to bring you down, depress you should watch it. It's really well done. Anyway, so all right, so movies and we have music.
Yes, music.
I know the single's out, but this album, album?
The album. So I had the album listening party at 40. Speaking of Jay-Z, at the 4040 Club
last night.
Yes.
How'd it go?
It went so good. I was
that
so
scary?
Happy. Exciting more than scary because you know what? It's been an evolution for me in music. I started doing music professionally at 12.
Mm-hmm.
First album at 13, So Uncool. And then from there it was mixtapes, and I had an EP a year and a half ago. And so I feel the evolution of my music, and especially now with my team, I just keep adding more people that really believe in my vision and are able to help me carry it out. Just started my own label, Big Bosses Entertainment. So for me, I was more so like, yes, I'm still here. I'm still moving, and it's a progression. Just like with every other level of my career, I'm always happy when I'm just still in it and giving something else creative to the world.
Yeah, you are a little creative, little
Thank
machine.
you, girl. You know, I always got my hands in something, girl.
Yeah, but you have to. You seem like the type of person to me, like if you're not going to be happy.
Seriously,
yeah, I
cannot stop myself from having that type of ambitious mind. I really don't know what to do. Like,
well, you were raised by 2 actors, right?
Yeah, my mom and dad.
What did you expect was going to happen to you?
And they always they talk to me nonstop. My siblings, they talk to us nonstop about how they met and how they loved acting. My mom had a recording studio in the basement. Yeah. I would always go to her friend's house where they would be recording and doing music, and me and my sister would be just hanging out. I remember I got my tooth pulled out at Rick not Rick. Oh my gosh, Mom, I forgot his dang name.
That's Mom. Hi, Mom.
Yes, my mom. Fred was amazing. Shout outs to Fred in Chicago. But yeah, I had so much fun as a kid.
But you grew up in a creative household, clearly, if you were raised by 2 actors.
And it's so funny, I never realized that everybody's household wasn't like that.
No, yeah.
Like my family and I would play movie games and stuff like that, and I go to other people's like where this come from? And they're like, no idea. I'm like, what about this line? They're like, what? They had no idea. I'm like a little kid, like, you ain't never seen I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker? Like my family, we had family movie night. My dad.
So you were destined and raised for this type of thing. Because when I see you, it's like it's not just the music, it's the films and the TV, but you're always creating. I mean, if it's like your skits.
I was just gonna say my skits. I'm living with that. Man, I love
dancing on Instagram. Like it's all of the same gene. It's like, you know what I mean?
It's very true, and that's a really great thing about social media, especially for me having started out as a traditional talent.
Yeah,
that really gave me a lot of freedom because it can be difficult, like the auditioning process and the music industry process and all these, like everything can get very corporate real quick.
Yeah,
but then you go to social media and it's like no one can control you there.
I know.
And you can get that immediate feedback from your
audience.
But
it's also a very dysfunctional place also.
Right? Anything so good can be so bad.
I've heard you talk about that, and for me, it's like, it drives me nuts. So I love when people like speak up about it because it's a great thing.
It can be so good.
It's a platform, but then it also is like a dysfunctional cause.
It create anxiety, create all that type of stuff because, I mean, the basis of them, I don't know why they decided to make that thing like.
That's why I like Insta Story.
Man.
Just take what I give you and don't say nothing.
Or remember when they had Tumblr, when you just looking at somebody talking.
Yeah.
And not putting no judgment on it. Instagram, who's behind this? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, and why?
Why?
And why? What are you trying to do? Exactly. What is your goal here?
Exactly.
That's so funny. Well, you're handling it all well, and you're really just lovely. And I can't wait to. So, what is your So when I see somebody like you has all this creative energy all over the place, like where does this all go? Like, what do you see? Like, what are you chasing?
Yeah, exactly. And I ask myself, and those are the other questions that's coming when you start turning 25 and so on.
What is the meaning of my life?
What is the meaning of all of this? So that question has been, pushing me for the last definitely year or so, and just making sure that I'm guiding everything to the right direction of eventually being behind the camera. Because for me, I don't always want to be that entertainer. I've gotten a lot of relief throughout since I was a kid. My family put me in a position of service as well. I worked with Saving Our Daughters. I worked with Urban Farming, the Boys and Girls Club. I was just with the kids from World of Money out here in Harlem. So giving back and nurturing the youth is another real way. I feel like only thing that I love more than entertaining
is that.
Yeah. That's another thing I'm passionate about. So with the label, with me, Pimp was my first motion picture that I ever produced. With doing things like that, I want to be in the position of like, if I could mesh together L.A. Reid and Queen Latifah, that's what I want to be able to do, in those years to come, is really take a step back, do my thing, whatever my albums, my projects that I want to do. And then when I feel like, okay, you know what, I'm chilling for a while, I want to put my energy really towards helping to develop that next group, that next TLC, that next actress or actor.
You killed Chili, by the way. That was you were the perfect casting for that.
Thank you, girl.
It's so good.
And that was so nerve-wracking because TLC is beloved, honey. If you mess them up,
no,
look what happened to the girl that
anybody that's beloved or anybody that's like a known person, because it could go left really
One of my
easily.
other roles that I really want to do is Whitney Houston. If I could get the opportunity to play her.
But then you have to do it on a different level than it's already, but like,
yes, and also from the beginning too.
Yeah, I like that idea.
A lot of people don't get that like the fact that she did backgrounds for Luther Vandross and she was singing in the church and she was a model, and people don't often hear I think the documentary. Did you see her documentary?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
First of all, I want to get everybody in there that hurt her. Just get away from Whitney.
Yeah.
Don't stop hurting her, taking away her love and her life. Stop it.
Yeah, it's hard to watch.
It's hard to
see
watch.
that.
You know what I mean? You see somebody that was so raw, and even though she was so glossed up in terms of her career, all the people that she was just like, that's why they loved her. They didn't know, you didn't see it, but they knew that she had that rawness underneath her.
Yeah.
And to know for her, on her end of it, is that those very people that I wanted to be on this platform for, they don't even always feel like they're relating to me. Like when that Soul Train moment happened for her, I understood and felt her on that, because when you come from poverty and you get in early at something and people do a good job at creating this entertainment brand for you, a lot of times those people that you did it all for, that you felt like and you wanted to be the face for them, when they feel like you're not them, when they feel unconnected to you, that can hurt for real. And I think that's really what killed Whitney, to know that, wow, y'all don't feel like I'm one of y'all, but now y'all think so because now I'm with Bobby. And it's like, but duh, we from the same world, we're the same type of people. And
so you think she was like chasing that acceptance and that like
I think
love
that definitely from that documentary I got that.
Yeah.
For her being that girl from the hood that was, just trying to reach her goals, trying to do what she loved.
Yeah.
To not always be acknowledged in that way from her people. I think that was difficult.
You have thought this through, Miss Palmer.
I be thinking about stuff.
You have thought this through. You should. I mean,
I be thinking about, and I care about her. I care about Whitney's legacy and her story. Yeah. I care about a lot of people's legacies and story, but Whitney and Aaliyah, I feel like they deserve to have just what Selena had. Mm-hmm. Selena's story, I never knew about Selena till I watched that movie. Right. And baby, I remember hugging that TV and crying. Said she didn't get what she needed to get. Right. So I want that for my girls. I want that for Whitney. I want that for Aaliyah. They deserve it. Like Aaliyah, I think, I don't want to say I know some information, but she might be just getting what she needs. They had the Selena thing with Mac, and we want that for our girl Aaliyah. Like I want our girls to have that.
That cemented. I mean, they had their cemented legacy, but their full story to be understood and told.
I want to hear. They need that.
Yeah.
I might produce it. I might not even start. I might be producing
this. This might be the next chapter of your.
Let's go.
I love it. Well, I'm cheering you on all the way, my love.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh, this was long overdue.
I know.
Because you are the bomb.
Well, thank you.
And I can't wait to tell my sister L'Oreal because she loves you.
That is so
she
sweet.
loves you, man.
Well,
she loves you.
I say hi.
She wanted to be Latina in another life.
That's very sweet. Well, we're going to have to do this again.
Yes.
Tell people what we need to do. So the movie, we're going to just wait and see, and hopefully we'll see Pimp soon.
Wait on Pimp. Check me out on Star. The single's out, Bossy. Yep. We premiered it on the first episode premiere of this season of Star. So you can check it out on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music. Check Bossy out. The album is coming this year, The Boss. Big Bosses Entertainment on Instagram, you guys, if you want to send in your music, if you're a songwriter, a producer, artist, whatever, email us, hit us up on the gram, as well as, of course, my Instagram at KEKE, and everything else I have coming to y'all. Just stay tuned.
We will. Keke Palmer, everybody. It's Power 51.
Thank you, guys.